So in this demo training as well as the first week of training sessions, we would like to discuss on the core topics of business analysis. So coming to the core topics, what is a business analyst, what is this role actually, and what a business analyst does in the software development, what is his role, with whom he interacts, what he works, and everything will be covered in the basic session. So that will be covered under chapter 1, introduction to business analysis. So importance of the effective business analysis, what is the current trend of business analysis in the present market, what is the role of BA, what are the different uh, roles we have from the BA side. It could be a business analyst, data analyst, business analyst with the testing experience. There are so many things. And product owner, coming to the Agile format, what is the difference between business analyst and a product owner. So who can come to this business analysis training, and all these topics will be covered in the first chapter. And guess what, I have taught so many students till now. And please don't worry, like if you are from a non-IT background, or if you are nowhere related to IT background and you want to jump into IT, or let's say if you are from a mechanical engineering or any chemical engineering background and you want to step into IT, so business analysis is the right course. And I would like to demonstrate you that I have taught so many people from all the non-IT backgrounds, and most of them are working as a business analyst successfully now. So don't worry about this. I have about 8 years of experience in business analysis and 4+ years of experience in online trainings. So don't worry. My curriculum deals everything. I have designed my curriculum in such a way that it is 25% theoretical and 75% practical. So at the end of this training session, so you will be going out with a confidence like, yes, I can do this kind of thing. So this is not a routine stuff of training where I will be demonstrating some topics over PPT or some documentation and just giving it for reading purpose and all. So that is not part of this training. After the basic sessions are completed, I will be focusing mostly on the practicals. Means I will be instructing you and you will be doing all the things in a practical approach. It is kind of a workshop kind of thing, so that you will get some hands-on of what the real-time world is expecting from a business analyst. And when you step into any organization after this training, so what all the workshop training we are doing it here, you will be doing it there. So that type of training is planned from my side. So don't worry about that. So that is why I'm saying, even if you're from a non-IT background or any other stream, so don't worry. So I will make you confident on this business analyst training. And next thing, so the training will be for almost approximately 30 to 35 days, and daily 1 hour of an online training. And we will be covering on each and every topic whatever this is discussed in this curriculum, as well as will be so many topics which may not be part of this curriculum, but I will be explaining you all those things in our training. And at the end, I am not going to send you with any empty handed things. So the last 3 days of the training will be mainly focusing on the mock interviews. So I will be giving you training on the mock interviews, and I will be taking some mock interviews of you, so that I will be making you confident for the interview preparation as well. And before interview preparation, we will be taking couple of days for your resume preparation. So based on your background and experience, we will be preparing the resumes for you, and then we will be preparing for the mock interviews. So after perfect training only, so you will be planning to go out for an interview. So that is how I have planned the curriculum, and this is how it is. So more, as I told earlier, 25% of the training is only theoretical and 75% is basic, practical. Sorry. Okay. So in the chapter 1, we will discuss about the what are the basics of business analysis and what are the roots for the evolution of a business analyst role. And the main hot topic of a business analysis is requirements planning. So daily we will be dealing with these requirements. If you are a business analyst, what is a requirement? What are the different types of requirements? What a business analyst has to do with that requirements? First of all, how he is going to gather that requirements? Who are the clients? Who are the stakeholders? What is their expectation? How a business analyst is converting their expectations into requirements, and how he is conveying them to the development team, how a business analyst is documenting those requirements, how a business analyst is acting as a bridge between the development team as well as the clients. All these things will be discussed in this requirements planning session as well as the requirements elicitation section. what is this elicitation is about. So if a client comes to you and he explains about his idea or what is the product vision he has in mind and what is he expecting from for their organization. So based on the idea, how you are going to develop that idea into a product, like generalizing a small idea into different type of requirements and elaborating that idea into a huge thing, a product, somewhat elaborating a small idea into a different forms, how we can generalize that, how we can expand that, how we can better an idea, and all these things comes under this requirement elicitation. So here we will be seeing what all the different type of techniques we use to elaborate, and all these things will be covered under this requirements elicitation. So all the basics and core part will be covered under chapter 2 and chapter 3. And what are the different type of techniques we follow for this planning as well as elicitation comes under this technique section. So here we will be having the workshop kind of thing as requirements meeting, chat sessions, brainstorming sessions, observations, documenting analysis, preparation of function specification documents, preparation of use case specification documents, all documentation kind of thing. Even we will be discussing about project charter and what all the different type of documents a business analyst will deal in his day-to-day life will be covered under this chapter 2 and chapter 3. Next, chapter 4. From here onwards, your practicals will start. So all the theoretical will be covered till chapter 3, and now it is step into the practical sessions. So as a business analyst, we need to draw few process diagrams based on the what are the software models you are using. So we will be discussing about the agile methodologies. We will be discussing about the waterfall models. And if you are in agile, what will be your role? If you are in a waterfall model, what will be your role? And in agile, what are the documents a business analyst prepares? And in waterfall, what are the documents a business analyst prepares? So we will be discussing all those small things also, and I will make you sure that you will be having knowledge of both the methodologies, and we can inculcate all these things in a resume as well, and we can show in a better way what we can do in either of the software model if we are being offered a job in any of those projects. So once that is done, a business analyst has to prepare process flow diagrams in different formats to explain the product flow in a better way. So that is how we will be taking an idea, we will be developing them, and we will be executing them. So before execution, we will be explaining that to either development team or any other end users in the form of a process flow diagram for a better understanding. How we need to prepare that, how we need to draw that, all the basic things to the mastery will be covered here. How, where, when, and what. So how we can explain a project in a better way via process flow diagrams. What are the different process flow diagrams we have, the UML diagrams, BPMN diagrams, all these things will be covered here. We have different tools like Microsoft Visio, Camunda Modeler. There are so many open source tools in the current market for drawing these BPMN diagrams. So we will be discussing about all these stuff in a practical way under this section 4. By the completion of this section 4, you will be confident of preparing how to draw a process flow diagram, how to write a use case document, how to write a function specification document, what is the difference between them, and all these things you will be getting confident by this completion of chapter 4. Next. So once that is done, we will be having the concepts of testing as well in this BA course curriculum. So nowadays in the current market, especially in India, so people are expecting a business analyst to have the testing knowledge as well. Testing in the sense it's not the just basic testing, it includes the database testing as well. Why? Because people prefer multi-skilled persons these days, and it is not a big deal to learn testing or manual testing or any database testing. So I am here to teach you each and everything before you go out of this train. So I have included the testing concepts as well. I will be teaching you the manual testing concepts. I will be teaching you the main SQL part, and under testing, we will be covering a tool called HPALM, the main tool which is used by the testers today for their quality and defect management. We will be covering that tool as well, and the SQL basics. So we will be concentrating on SQL basics, how much of SQL is required for your day-to-day analysis and day-to-day job, and writing the joins and all. So we will be discussing up to that extent, and that is far most enough for a business analyst. And in this testing, why we are touching on the testing topic is, as a business analyst, it is your duty to perform the user acceptance testing. So before handing over the project to client, so the final round of testing will be UAT, and as a business analyst, it is our duty to perform that. So we will be covering the testing topics as well as, so once you go out of this training, you can just apply for jobs which what we can say expects the role of a BA plus QA as well. So that kind of curriculum we have included. So based on the use cases and function specification documents and what all the projects we are going to discuss in a practical way. So we will be writing the use case documents, function specification documents, and then preparing the test cases, preparing the test strategy documents, and how to manage the defects and all, how a defects comes in productions, and all these topics we will be discussing in the testing and role of BA in testing. The last most thing, agile and role of BA in agile projects. So this is the most important part. So though it is at the last of this course content, from day 2, we will be discussing these topics in parallel with the existing course curriculum. As I have explained earlier, in Agile, what kind of documents we will be having, and in Waterfall, what kind of documents we are having. So based on that, we will be having every day a mix of Agile in our day-to-day training. So we will be discussing about Agile Basics, what are the different Agile ceremonies, Scrum ceremonies in particular, and what is the role of a BA in this Agile methodology, how different it is from a product owner, and what are the different type of tools. Here we will be learning about the most important tool which many organizations are using in the current day. One is CA Rally, this is a licensed tool, and the second one is Jira. So it is good to have the knowledge of these tools. These are very easy tools, and we will be discussing about them in this training. So under Agile, we will be covering 2 tools, CA Rally and Jira, and under testing, we will be covering one tool called HPALM, and we will be covering the SQL. And while drawing the process flow diagrams, we will be covering a BPMN tool called Camunda Modeler. So under this training, we are covering almost all these tools. That is one added advantage for you. On these tools, you will be getting the practical exposure. So that is why I have designed my curriculum in such a way that if you go out of this training, so it will be most of the training will be in a practical way. So you won't feel any something like a layman kind of thing when you step into an organization. So that is the advantage of this training. And so we will be discussing about different domains of projects in our training. So while discussing about the use case topics, we will, let's say, we will discuss about a healthcare project. While preparing a test case or anything, we will discuss about a banking kind of project or any transportation kind of project. So like that, at least we will cover 3 domains. It could be banking, healthcare, insurance, transport, anything like that. So like that, by the end of this training, we will be having domain knowledge of some set of projects as well. And at the end of the training, we will be concentrating on resume preparation as well as the mock interviews. So in the practical approach in the real world, what an interviewer is asking from a business analyst. So we will be explaining those topics and real-time situations, the behavioral type of questions. In if any something happens in the production as a business analyst, what is your role? Now what you will do? Such type of questions, how you need to answer such type of questions. All this training will be given to you. So that is how I have planned this training.